How's it going, YouTube? I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Seth, your local real estate agent here in San Antonio, Texas. And today, what we are going to be talking about is the 8 ways to pick a neighborhood as a healthcare student. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So as a healthcare student, whether that's med school or dental school, it's very likely that you are going to have different rotations. You're going to have different places, not just one campus that you're on, but you're going to bounce around between different hospitals, different clinics. So what you're going to want to do is look at your rotation map. Where all do you need to go? So for example, your OB rotation might be 25 minutes north, while your surgery rotation might be 15 miles south. So living somewhere in the middle is going to save you hours every single week, right? That also means that the times that you're traveling those areas is going to be incredibly important. So that brings up our second time. Evaluate your commute reality, not just your distance, because you might only be 5 miles away, but during traffic times, those could be 45 minutes. So accurately calculate your commute time. So early morning rounds, late night study sessions means different traffic patterns than if you were just driving around in the middle of the day. So having quick access to the highways, that's going to be important. Having great parking ability, that's going to be important. If you don't have a car, having public transportation is going to be important. So when you evaluate your commute times, what you're going to want to think about is what is the real time from getting in your car or getting on the bus to wherever it is that you're going. And once again, those things might be different at 6 a.m. or 5 p.m. or 2 o'clock. So you're going to want to make sure that you know those things as you pick your neighborhood. Drive around, look at these different areas. It's going to help you in the long run. And that brings up point number 3, is to prioritize a study environment. All right? There's going to be lots of places near campus that kind of have that party feel. That there's people coming in and out. There's a lot of college life going on. There's house parties, police are showing up because of noise complaints. Well, as a med or dental student, you're going to want to make sure that you have a study environment that's going to be beneficial for your success. All right, you are going to need a more quiet, conducive area to study versus just somebody in their undergrad kind of just making their way through college. So if you are going to live in an apartment complex, try to find buildings with concrete or newer complexes with better sound insulation. All right. If you are once again going to be in an apartment or a condo, anything like that, try to choose things on the top floor to prevent that kind of top noise of people moving around, people making a bunch of noise that comes down into your room. Try to find a neighborhood with that little bit calmer life to it. All right? Maybe an older neighborhood, maybe a neighborhood that just doesn't have too much traffic going in and out. That calm environment is going to be extremely beneficial for you when you're coming home late or leaving early for study sessions, and you can just relax. You can feel the presence of being home in your home. You know, we've all been to some place where it's noisy and loud and there's a chaotic environment and you're trying to just study or do what you need to do, but there's too many things going on. So once again, prioritize a study-friendly environment. So number 4 is going to be safety matters more than aesthetics. All right? What you're doing is when you do leave early, when you do come home late, you're going to want to make sure that you have a safe neighborhood. Now, nobody can guarantee anything with a neighborhood. You could be in a very safe neighborhood and still have issues. but you could also be in a very bad side of town and put yourself in harm's way and make those odds of something happening a little bit higher. So try to make sure that there's lighting around the building. Is there any security features? Is there a gate that is monitoring who's coming in and who's leaving? Those things are going to be very beneficial for you as you're walking to your car, as you're in the dark, as you're doing things. So having visibility. Is there any security systems in place? We recommend having a Ring doorbell if you can get one, or maybe setting up a camera just to make sure that your safety is prioritized. And so what we're going to do is now we're going to talk about number 5, which is going to be our budget. We want to budget realistically. All right? Don't just think about what you have to pay for school, but when you budget, for example, like your gas, how much in gas is that going to cost you weekly? How much is it going to cost you if you have to get an Uber or a Lyft to where you're going? Is there any parking fees? Do you have to buy a parking pass? All of those things are going to be incredibly important when you're budgeting, not just your school, but also, for example, your food. So we talked about transportation on budgeting those things appropriately, but also your food. Are you eating at home? Are you going out to eat every day? Are you ordering Uber Eats? When you budget those things, you're going to want to be planning for down the road, right? You're not going to be able to work while you're in school. School is your job. So you don't also want to borrow such an absorbent amount that when you finally get out of school, you're in nothing but debt repayment. So budget appropriately. Having rent that's maybe slightly higher, but also in a more convenient spot, can also help with those budgeting, right? If you're saving money on your transportation because you don't have to drive across town, you can put that into maybe a little bit nicer place in an area that's going to be safe for you, that's going to be a great option. But if you don't budget appropriately, those things won't be an option. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about number 6. This is convenient clusters. So here in San Antonio, we get what we call micro hubs. They're these little hubs, these little environments that have everything that you need. Okay, they're going to have your restaurants, they're going to have your store, your grocery stores, they're going to have shopping, they're going to have entertainment, they're going to have everything that you need right here. And then on this side, they're going to have your needs, your restaurants, whatever it is that you're going to need, they have it in this little micro hub as well. And so being close to one of these micro hubs can also impact your budget. It also impacts your transportation and your commute times. So rather than having to drive all the way across town to go to a grocery store, maybe your home is close to these micro hubs. So maybe you have to drive a little bit to the school, but you're close to your grocery store, you're close to your restaurants and your entertainment. But don't forget some of the things that people don't think about, right? Where are you going to go to the gym? Is there a gym nearby? Where is your pharmacy? Right? What about a coffee shop? Is there a coffee shop? Is there somewhere that you want to go that maybe you could just go throw in some headphones, get some work done? If you're not somebody that wants to work at your house. Is there any quick food options? Is there somewhere that you can go to just grab a quick meal? Or is it something that you're going to have only high-end or only fast food? So those are going to be important things in your convenience cluster. So picking a neighborhood that's close to your schools, close to your rotations, but also is close to these micro environments, these little micro hubs, that's going to help you in your decisions of what neighborhoods to choose as you're going through school. Now, number 7 is going to be our consider the community vibe. So we've all seen those neighborhoods, those college neighborhoods where people are going in and out constantly. The weekends are popping. They're really just noisy and loud. There's police coming in for noise complaints. Well, that environment, yeah, that's a great vibe. Yeah, they're going to pass the vibe check. But the reality is that because you are in this different stage of life, maybe picking a more mature neighborhood, one with a gated community that's a little bit more calm. Maybe it has a basketball court. Maybe it has some trails that you can go walking and clear your head when school gets too stressful. So your community vibe is going to be incredibly important. Are you going to be having people over? Are you going to be, maybe it's your other classmates, maybe it's friends or family? You're going to want to make sure that you choose a place based on your stress tolerance as well as your personality. If you are a nightlife person and school is easy for you and you just want to live as you go, well, hey, plan that appropriately. You're going to want to make sure that your community matches your vibe of what you're looking for. So consider the community vibe. And then number 8, the last thing that we're going to talk about today is going to be touring at the right time. So maybe you looked at this place at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just beautiful. You loved it. It only took you 8 minutes to get to the school and only 7 minutes to get to your rotation. That's going to be a very positive thing for you. But then you find out at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, maybe at 5 p.m. that all of a sudden that 8 minutes is now 45 minutes due to traffic. So it's not just about your distance, but it is going to be about your actual commute time, right? So touring these places, touring these neighborhoods is going to be incredibly important at doing them at the right time. So I suggest going in early mornings. Find out what is the traffic pattern going to be at 7 in the morning. What is the traffic pattern going to be at 5 in the afternoon? Go on weekends. Maybe you notice that neighborhood is popping. Maybe you do notice that neighborhood on the weekend is completely different than it is during the week. So when you're trying to decide what neighborhood to go to, whether you're going to be renting, whether you're going to be looking to purchase, whether you're getting condos, townhomes, single-family residence, whatever it is that you're looking for, you're going to want to make sure that you look at the right time. Go at different times. Drive back and forth from the school to the home. Do it at different places, different times to see what it's actually going to be like. So, if you've been paying attention today, we're going to go ahead and recap. So we had number 1, start with your rotation map. Where all are you going to be in school? Where are your rotations? And then maybe being in the middle of everything is going to be beneficial. If you're only at one place, then so be it. Pick a place that's going to be near whatever location that's going to be. So that's our number 1. Start with your rotation map. Number 2 is going to be evaluate the commute reality. What is the real commute time, not just the distance? Just because it's 5 miles away from campus does not mean that it's 5 minutes away. So evaluate the commute time. Number 3 is going to be prioritize a study-friendly environment. Your environment matters. It's how you're going to shape your success as a doctor moving forward. But in order for you to be called a doctor, you first have to make it through med and dental school or whatever doctorate program that you're in. So you're going to want to make sure that you prioritize a study environment that's going to attribute to your success versus picking something that is detracting every single day. Number 4, your safety matters. Choose a place that are well lit, Choose a place that is going to be a safe place that you can go and come early in the mornings or late at night. Choose a place that has maybe potentially a gate, but safety matters. Okay? Number 5 is going to be your budget. Don't only budget just your school, but budget your commute, budget your food, budget your gym, budget your where and what you're going to be doing, because what you spend and what you do now is going to affect things when you get out of school. So that's your fifth tip in picking the right neighborhood, is to budget the real cost as a healthcare student. And then also budget for things that you don't anticipate, because there's always going to be something that you don't anticipate. So step number 6 is going to be look for those micro hubs. Find a place with a grocery store that's right down the street that you have easy access to for all of your grocery shopping, for all of your regular shopping. So find a micro hub that's going to be convenient for you, that you can get your food, you can go to your gym, you can get your coffee, you can do whatever you need to do, all within that little micro hub. That's going to be number 6. Number 7 is going to be, remember the community vibe. Think about the community vibe. Who lives in this community? What is the general vibe of the community? Do they have trails? Do they have a park? Do they have something that's going to be beneficial for you as you're moving through school? Or is this going to be something that they don't have anything to offer you? They're not giving you anything. There's parties every weekend. That vibe might be great for somebody, but it might not be the vibe that you're looking for. So that's our number 7, is to consider the community vibe. Number 8 is going to be whatever neighborhood that you go and look at. Our number 8 tip is to make sure that you tour at the right time and different times. Tour at the right time and different times. You're going to want to make sure that you go early in the morning, that you go in the evenings, go midday, go on the weekends. Go to these different neighborhoods and actually drive the road, because just because it's 5 miles away, maybe you have 10 stop signs. And I don't know if you know, but 10 miles in a neighborhood or 5 miles in a neighborhood is very different than 5 miles on the highway. So don't just focus on the distance, but the actual commute time. That's going to be important, so that you tour at the right time. That's our 8th tip, is to tour at the right time. So if you are in med school or dental school or any other program, go ahead and drop what program that you're in the comments. I'm going to help you choose the best neighborhood that fits for your rotations and your needs, and I look forward to working with you through this process. Here is my number. Go ahead and give me a call, and we'll catch you next time.